Is the first time we met counted in a game when we did actually first meet? Or when we actually first met and you were threatened to be murdered? So basically it's like fate that we met.
Yeah.
Because not only would we play on opposite sides of this game, like the opposite factions, and you just happened to play on the other faction that day.
Yeah.
And I just happened to want to level a new character that I had been leveling for years and never got it leveled up. So it's kind of weird. It was kind of a lot of coincidences anyway.
Yeah.
And people had been asking me to play this game for literally years. About 6 or 7 years people had been asking me to play this game, and I never had. I always refused until I met my ex, and then I just like suddenly agreed to play it. So it was like a lot of like weird coinkydinks. Coinkydinkies.
Yes.
And then not only that, but I decided that I wanted to keep killing someone in the game repeatedly. And if I hadn't have done that, and if I had been a nice person, then he wouldn't have logged on. Yeah, he wouldn't have logged onto his main and started slaughtering everyone in the area, and I wouldn't have messaged you saying, "Oh no, be careful, this person's killing everyone for no reason." I think it took me about 3 years to own up to the truth. It was actually me that started that. Then we were friends for
about a year.
Yeah, something like that. And actually, we used to give each other relationship advice because you dated.
And then date.
I mean, chased after some weird ass girls.
I guess you can say that.
And I also was not getting along with my fiance for quite a while. But we were friends, weren't we?
Yeah.
And you didn't have feelings for me.
Not in the beginning, no.
No. So fast forward, it all happened one night with the famous carbonara dinner because I cooked my then fiance and he was just really rude about it, wasn't he? But we were talking on Skype at the time and he came in and he was complaining about it not being good enough, I think.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, he actually threw it in the bin, didn't he? He like he didn't even try it or something. Something happened that was like
something bad happened.
Really unacceptable behaviour to your partner who's just cooked you a meal.
Yeah.
And then that, I think, was the point that you decided that you were going to tell me you liked me.
Then like a week or so went and then I told you. And you told me that you asked me if I was gay.
I did.
Yeah.
But that's just because I would never...
I'm not.
I would never have expected you to say that you liked me.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting that. To say I liked you back. Cause
No, not in the beginning, no.
I think I had kind of started to like you, but not...
Yeah.
Like a lot. Not like I had really realised it, you know? And also I would never have said, even if I did, because I was with someone, so... Wasn't about to be that person that's like not loyal. I don't know, even though he wasn't that nice to me. Anyway, a couple of weeks and I broke up with my fiance, except he didn't really want to break up. He wanted to go on a break. He was quite manipulative, this guy, though. He didn't really he didn't really do much in the way of romantic gestures or appreciative things. But he was very quick to like give me advice to stay in and not see friends and complain about having to go to family dinners to the point where I would put them off so we didn't have to go as much, and just, in the end kind of ended up getting manipulated into not really doing anything I wanted to. I actually remember sitting just before like we broke up, I sat on the end of the bed and I was crying my eyes out. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was like crying my eyes out because I didn't feel like myself, and he kept asking me, "Why are you crying?" And I was like, "I don't feel like me," and I couldn't explain it. I just could not explain it, and that sounds so weird, and it felt really weird, but I just did not feel like me. It was so weird. And then we broke up for good as well a few weeks later, and he was still, because we rented that house in both of our names, he was still entitled to come, and he used to come and pick up a random item or whatever, and we were like, we had decided that we were going to be friends and we were going to be civil about everything, which of course, naive me took as a genuine thing, but that was when he took his opportunity to start trying to manipulate the situation. So when I said I was going to go to Sweden to meet you, he changed that and kind of sat me down on the sofa, and he was like saying, like, please don't do this, I'm only saying it because I care about you. Like typical gaslighting.
Yeah.
He just made me super doubt everything and made me feel like you were going to be some kind of serial killer, Swedish serial killer. And then I just suddenly was like, oh my god, what am I doing? I'm actually thinking about going to Sweden on my own when I've never travelled alone before, and meeting someone that I've never met in person on my own.
Didn't he even call your mom? And he tried to call your mom and like...
Yeah, he did.
Saying like, oh, she's about to meet some
Yeah,
guy that lives in his dad's basement or whatever.
I mean, to be fair, you were some...
Yeah.
guy living in his dad's basement.
Well, a good basement though.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that actually. You're right. He did call my mum, and my mum was.
Well, good for him. He was like saving money.
Yeah, that was good. Anyway,
Funny.
So I told you to bugger off because I was then at this point I was getting kind of manipulated into thinking that you were a serial killer, and based on some very traumatic past experiences. Which he basically said, that's going to happen to you again. Which is a fucking awful thing to do to someone.
Yes.
To play on something that's like such a vulnerable thing. It's like there's a wound and you're just like stabbing it and reopening it. And it was awful. It was horrible. And then finally, my boss at the time, I was kind of talking to him on a smoke break about it. And he was like, just go. Just go and meet him. You'll be fine. Stay in public areas. Book your own hotel room so you know you're safe, all of this, and just do it. And we went back in, and me and my boss literally sat at my desk and ordered the tickets. Yeah. And then I reached out to you and was like, okay, I'm serious this time. I've actually booked the flights.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you for dates or anything.
No,
I just booked it. I just booked it and sent you a picture of the flights.
Yeah.
Luckily, you ignored your friends.
Yeah.
That basically said I was trouble.
Yeah, he did say just ignore her messages.
Just ignore her, she's a nutcase.
And I was like, no, I'm not gonna ignore it.
Came to Landvetter.
Yeah.
There you were with your roses.
Yeah.
Didn't you have something else? Chocolates?
I think
or something?
It was like some chocolate or something.
You had two things, I remember that. It was roses and something else.
Chocolate, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And you gave me a big hug. I'm so grateful that you just went straight for a hug because I was panicking. Like, what do you do?
I was panicking as well. I was like,
do you like awkwardly not say anything? Do you handshake? Do you hug? Like,
hi.
I mean, right? Oh, you go for the handshake and then you get stuck in between because the other person goes for a hug.
He's stuck like this, like, oh man.
The T-Rex hug.
Yeah.
Oh god, so awkward meeting someone for the first time. But it actually went really smoothly, I think. The only awkward thing was when you sniffed me so much, I think you inhaled my hair.
You smell good.
That was cute though. Like the very first time we met, he's like... Yeah. There wasn't even like a gentle like... No, it was full blown, like everything you had. Like breathe out. Okay, here we go.
Take it all. You were quite sad. I was really sad, so
yeah.
I went straight home and booked new tickets for the week after.
You flew out literally the next weekend.
Yeah.
But that night, that very first night.
Yeah. You cooked me carbonara.
Yeah. We had this ongoing joke about carbonara because it was the meal that had like the meal that had changed your mind to tell me that you had feelings. Am I saying that right? Yeah. So that was obviously the meal I was going to cook because you had to know whether it was actually any good or not. And that became your favourite meal for...
ages.
Years, basically. I think it's still probably one of the best things I cook for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
Today was good.
Yeah. But before we could sit down and eat it, we sat on the sofa and suddenly...
The door started knocking.
Bam, 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 bam. Like, not even like a knock, like a fist, on the door, like bam, bam, bam.
I thought it was going to break.
And lo and behold, it is my ex, and he doesn't even know your real name.
So he
He's
called me
just
Zolki.
calling you by your game name. So he's like, is Zolki in there? I know Zolki's in there. I'm gonna fucking kill him. We laugh now, but it wasn't funny at the time.
It wasn't funny, no.
I looked at him and I was like, okay, he is military trained. He's military. And I think he just kind of got the vibe that I was like, this is actually quite a serious situation, or at least it could be. And I said to you, like, and he's also been in trouble with the police before for hurting, I can't remember if it was his sister or his mum or something. And I think you just clocked, didn't you? Like, oh.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Here we go. No, but yeah, it wasn't great. Anyway, so you were just, like, super into calm mode. Put our plates on the floor and you were like, it's fine. We'll go upstairs. And you had this whole game plan and you took me upstairs, we went upstairs, we stayed in the bedroom and we like barricaded the door, called the police, which was really difficult to do because he was spam calling my mobile.
Yeah.
And I turned it off so that he couldn't call, grabbed the landline and he started spamming the landline. So we were actually being blocked from calling the police. All the while, I have no idea how that door even held out because I really thought he was going to smash it down.
I thought so too.
I just don't know how it didn't. And then somehow we just managed, I don't know if we called on your phone or somehow we managed to get through to the police.
I think it must have been your phone.
Yeah, we were really close to a local police station, so they were there quite quickly.
Yeah.
And then the next call, because he still kept spamming, and as soon as we ended the call with the police, I answered the call to him, and I said, like, we've called the police, they're on their way, and just suddenly was like, wheels screech, and he's like out of there. He was gone
He was very
so fast. Yeah, I really thought when we got downstairs that door was going to be damaged. But the police turned up, and then we were obviously quite shaken, especially me. And they were really nice, actually. We went out, we had a little cigarette with them, explained what was going on, and they checked all of the garden and all the bushes and everything. Yeah, they were really nice though.
Yeah,
they even had a cigarette with us, I think, which they're not allowed to do in their uniform.
Like,
yeah, they were like, don't tell anyone. Nah, they were really cool though. And then they went to him, to his house, to his parents' house, and we're like, we've obviously like blah blah blah, and they were like, you cannot go anywhere near here. He starts giving them this whole story about how I came home from work and I was locked out of my own place and I saw my fiance there with another man, which isn't even true because from that back door you couldn't have even seen us. Yeah. Even if like that was true, you know? But we had broken up long time before that. So that was really weird. When the police called us, they were like, we're not going to get involved with who's right, who's wrong. We told him to stay away, call us again if he comes back. Yikes. But
then you managed to sell all your thing, and then you came to Macedonia, flew over to Macedonia, and then we went to Sweden.
Yeah, it was good because my apartment, like my contract was coming to an end because they were selling it. So I had the decision whether I was going to find somewhere new in England and like take it. You have to usually take at least 6 months in England, or if I just came to Sweden for a year with you and just got away from it. And because the police were involved and because it was getting so extreme, it just felt like, and because as well I think he'd been so manipulative for so long and I hadn't really been able to do anything. It just felt like freedom, so it was like, hell yeah, let's just go to Sweden. And there we have it. Thus I ended up in Sweden for 1 year, which is now extended to several years. There you have it. That is our story and the reason that I finally came to Sweden, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. It's not that interesting, really, is it? Is it?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. Well then, do my outro.
Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye!